Hey everybody, Tyson Zahner here. Today I'm going to tell you the 3 easiest ways to make more sales online without being pushy, without being hypey, without being spamming your link all over the place, without being annoying to people, without making people dislike you. I might even go so far as to say how to make sales, 3 simple ways to make more sales and actually have people like you. Would you like that? Is there anybody that would enjoy learning how to do that? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you the secrets to how I do it. I'm going to show you how you can do it in your business as well. Once again, welcome. My name is Tyson Zahner. I am coming to you with another episode of Gems from the Gym, where I give you business tips, little gems for your business as I'm leaving the fitness gym for my workout for the day. And if you like this and you get some value, make sure you give it some thumbs up and some hearts and share it around. So let me start with tip number 1. I think the third tip is really going to be especially applicable for anybody, because we're always, all of us, whether we're in a network marketing company or we have a business, or even if we don't have a business, we're always selling stuff. Like I'm selling my kids on, why they need to clean their room or why they need to eat their vegetables. My wife is constantly selling me on why I should pick my clothes up off the floor and put them in the dirty laundry. So if you want to influence more people in your life, listen to these 3 tips, okay? So tip number 1, if you want to sell more stuff online, is position yourself as an authority. And I know, first of all, I know some of you immediately are like, well, great, how am I going to do that? I'm brand new. That's easy for you to say, Tyson. You've, done over $1 million dollars in sales online. You've been a top earner in one of your companies. You've won awards. You've spoken around the country on stage. Yeah, of course it's easy for you to position yourself as an authority. What about me? Well, we'll get to that here in a minute. You don't have to necessarily have great results in order to be positioned as authority, but let me make the point first. Oprah Winfrey, all right, when she has her television show, she can simply recommend a book and it's a bestseller like the next day. And Oprah doesn't have to be a salesperson for that book. She doesn't have to be annoying or pushy. People tune into her show for the value that she's going to provide. Now, you might think, oh, well, Oprah, she's an authority because she's rich and because she, she's gotten results and so forth. Well, maybe that's true now, but she didn't start off that way. She started with a show where she was simply providing value to her audience, where she simply understood the people she was talking to. She gave them valuable information. And nobody tuned in to Oprah's show because she didn't advertise her show to say, hey, tune in today, everybody, I'm going to sell you a book. Nobody would have showed up to that show. She said, hey, tune in today and I'm going to show you, how to have more energy in your life, or how to get along with people better, whatever, right? I didn't watch the Oprah show, but you tuned in for the value that you were going to get. So tip number 1, position yourself as an authority. Number 2, and this is how you do that, even if you're brand new, is provide value. So the people who say, well, I'm not, there's a lot of people that know way more than me. Why would anybody listen to me? What kind of expert am I? Well, first of all, you have to go out and obtain some level of value. So if you're not every day constantly either immersed in your market, learning, if you're in weight loss, if you're not constantly maybe, spending 15 minutes reading weight loss forums or blogs about weight loss and health and wellness, or going to, reading Women's Health magazine or Men's Health, whatever niche that you're in, and gathering information so that you can then share information with your marketplace, you can't give what you don't have. So you first have to obtain that knowledge. For those of you who say, well, yeah, but there's so many more people out there who are way more knowledgeable, they're bigger experts than I am, why would anybody listen to me? Well, this is where you don't seem to quite understand that you don't have to be more knowledgeable than everyone. You just have to be more knowledgeable than your audience. You just have to know more than the people that you're marketing to. And if you can present that to them in a way that really genuinely helps them, they will be much more likely to buy from you when you make a suggestion. And then you don't have to be a pushy salesperson at all. You can simply be the person like Oprah making a recommendation. And because you've already given value, there's this level of reciprocity that your prospects or your audience will feel, well, wow, that person really helped me. I think I might want to check out more of what they recommend or what they have to offer. I had a girl just yesterday who she sent me a message. Is anybody getting value from this before I give you the third tip? If you are, give me some thumbs up, some hearts. So I would say this. I want you to don't worry so much about whether or not you are the most knowledgeable person in your niche. You don't have to be. You simply have to have enough value to help people. And I was getting ready to say, I had a girl yesterday who reached out to me, and she just sent me an unsolicited link. She's like, hey, I've been watching your Facebook Lives and really enjoying them. I'm thinking, you haven't been watching much of them, because I speak all the time against sending unsolicited links. And I was like, why? She hasn't given me any value. She's a total stranger to me. Why should I click on her link? There's no reason at all. Maybe she's an authority, maybe she's not, but she hasn't demonstrated any level of value or authority. So I just ignored her link. There's no way I'm going to click on it. So you've got to establish a relationship first with people by putting forth some level of value. And what that does is it positions you as an authority, and it makes selling way, way easier. All right. Tip number 3. You ready? This is my favorite one. Tip number 3, and this is why nothing bad ever happens to marketers. Tell stories. Tell stories. Let's think about the way that most people try to sell, okay? And then I'll tell you why nothing bad ever happens to a marketer. But the way that most people try to sell, think about, like, if you're involved in a business opportunity. If you're involved in a business opportunity, drop a 1 below this video, whether it's network marketing or you sell affiliate products, or maybe you own a brick and mortar business, anything where you're an entrepreneur and you're making money, all right? Give me a 1 if that's you. And if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur, I'm going to guess that the reason you decided to start a business, the reason you got started in business, was because of emotional reasons. Maybe you wanted to feel superior to, other people. Maybe it was your pride. Maybe you hated your job and you said, God, I really hate my boss and I want to get away from him and I want to create freedom in my life. So there were emotional factors that went into you deciding to get started in your business. And then what happened? You got into your business and maybe you started learning how the compensation plan worked, and you started learning what the ingredients in your product were, and the history of your company, and how big the warehouse is, and how long your CEO's been the CEO, and so forth, right? And so what happens is most people completely forget about why they got into their business in the first place, which was emotional reasons. And then they go off and they try to recruit other people, not with emotion, not with their story of why they got involved, but rather they go out and they try to recruit people with logic, with technobabble. Let me tell you the 15 different ways our compensation plan pays out. And you wonder why that doesn't work. Well, you didn't get involved because the comp plan pays 15 different ways. You might have justified your decision because of that, but that's not the real reason you got involved. So don't be worried about being vulnerable in front of people. And this is why I say nothing bad ever happens to a marketer, because I've had so many bad things happen in my course of business. I had my Facebook advertising account shut down about 2 months ago, and I was able to turn that into a marketing message. I actually ended up getting that account back, but I was to share that with my list and say, hey, I had this really terrible thing happen to me. Here's what I learned throughout the experience. Here's how you can avoid having that same thing happen to you, and how I got my account back. That story was something I could use to help other people, right? So if you're not using stories, and think of it like this. Let me give you one more tip with stories. How many of you have ever heard the story? I think it's called Father Forgets. I've been reading How to Win Friends and Influence People recently for like the 5th time. Love that book. I've been reading it again recently, and he posts a clip of an article that was run in a magazine called Father Forgets. I won't go into all the details. If you haven't read it, go read it. Especially if you're a dad, it'll make you bawl your eyes out if you've got kids. And it's the story of this guy who he's like talking about how he realized the error of his ways because he was scolding his son for little bitty things that just boys do. And he said, God, forgive me because I've been expecting more of you out of your youth than what you're capable of giving. And I'm sorry that I've done that. Well, and that made me look at myself and say, oh my God, I do that. I'm hard on my son that way. God, forgive me. I've got to fix that. Now, I was much more receptive to that message because he told a story about his own inadequacies, his own failures, his own shortcomings, right? If he had come, if that article had said, here's why most dads suck and why you're being terrible to your kids, I've been like, don't preach to me. Don't tell me how to raise my kids. But because he told a story, right? Because it was positioned as, here's what I did wrong, And it humanized, first of all, the author, and it made me see things in myself that I probably wouldn't have seen if he simply tried to preach at me or tell me with facts. And most of you are trying to sell your product with facts. Facts tell, stories sell. Like yesterday, I'll give you one last example, and then we'll log off today. Anybody enjoying this? You like this today? Give me some thumbs up. Give me some hearts. If you know anybody who could benefit from this, share it around. And by the way, if you want to learn how to hone in on your messaging, I've got a link in the description for a free webinar that you can attend. I'll show you a simple 3-step formula to really hone in your message. And the truth is, the stories work great, but only if you put them in front of the right audience. And on my webinar, we'll dive deeper on how to find the right people and how to get it in front of the right targeted audience that'll actually respond to those stories. But the last story I'll tell you is this. Yesterday, I recorded a Facebook Live, and I ended up recording the whole first 45 seconds of that video upside down. Made a total fool out of myself. Now, what would most people do? Most people, from that one video, they'd be like, oh, God, it wasn't perfect, and I should delete that video so nobody thinks ill of me, because they're always trying to put their best foot forward so that everyone thinks they're perfect. Well, do you realize that that actually repels people from you? Because they're like, if they do think you're perfect, they think, well, I could never live up to that. People who are like, yeah, I'm making $10,000 a month in my business and nothing ever goes wrong. People are like, well, good for you. That ain't happening to me. And then people start to feel bad about themselves. So whenever you tell stories or you show your inadequacies, I can't say that word today, it humanizes you. And so yesterday I had that video upside down. I didn't delete it. I didn't hide it. I didn't hide that failure. Instead, I sent an email right out to my list immediately. The subject line of the email was, God, I made an idiot out of myself today. The guy who teaches other people how to get leads with video just recorded a video upside down. Go check it out. That email ended up getting more clicks than several emails that I've written in the past month, simply because it humanized me. So don't be afraid with your prospects or in your marketing to tell stories, to show where you've had insecurities, where you've had failures. And I promise that you will make more sales by telling stories and not by sharing facts about what you're promoting. So anyway, if you enjoyed this today, if you got value, I'm a little sweaty because I'm in the car and it's hot and I just got done with my workout. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give me some comments below. Let me know something that you got value out of today. Share it around. Give me some thumbs up and some hearts. And if you haven't attended my free webinar yet, feel free to click the link in the description. I'll show you a simple 3-step formula that I used to recruit over 1,000 people in less than 12 months without prospecting, without chasing people around, without doing one-on-one presentations. If you want to know that 3-step process and get your message in front of a good targeted audience that's likely to respond, feel free to register for that webinar, and appreciate having you here today. Thanks so much, guys, for being here. I appreciate you, appreciate your engagement, and we'll see you guys on the next Facebook Live. Take care. Bye. Hey, thanks for watching my video. Listen, if you enjoyed this video and you want more free training on my channel to help you generate more leads and more sales and grow your business using cutting-edge strategies on the internet, take a second to do 3 things before you go. Click my face right here to subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell below to get notified every time I post new videos, and click this video to watch some more free training on my channel. We'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.